Hello, hello, lovelies, and welcome to Love Life with Court. As always, I am your host, Courtney Irving, and if this is your first time tuning in, well, welcome to the family. Today, we are going to be talking about something that I am definitely not an expert on, but what I love about the Love Life with Court show is that I'm learning on the job every day. Okay? Every day I'm learning on the job here. And what is great is that I learn new things and I'm able to share it with you. And that was the whole purpose of starting the LLWC podcast, which is to not gatekeep these amazing aha moments that I'm having all the time. And today's is going to be about being in the moment and not just practicing being in the moment, but also incorporating that with the concept of manifestation. So I recently had my parents come and visit over the weekend, and it was so perfect. It was peaceful. It was everything that I'm always manifesting and claiming when it comes to familial bonds. It was just great vibes. Throughout the whole time, everyone was happy. We were laughing. There was no rush to be anywhere or do anything. But even though everything externally was amazing, I caught myself, and I think this is something that I've always done, and possibly this happens to as well, not being in the moment whatsoever by any means. I was continuously thinking, what are ways that I can make this better? Or what do we do after this to ensure no one gets bored? Or what should I cook? What should I clean? Should I clean the house so that no one feels overstimulated by the clutter? Like it just kept going on and on and on. And I could not shut this off at the beginning of the weekend. And I was just thinking, like, Courtney, be in the moment. And this had me thinking about how many people, including myself, have this difficulty with living in the moment and being present. And this is such a common quality among people that Thrive Global has suggested that nearly 47% of our waking hours each day, that's almost 50%, we spend thinking about something other than what we're doing. That means half of our life, essentially, we are not in the moment. We are not present. Now, I feel the need to reiterate that 50% of our beautiful, experience-worthy life, we are not in the moment. We are not present. We are not enjoying our amazing, beautiful life that we are meant to be enjoying. So it dawned on me that I need to figure out some ways to be in the moment and share this with others so that we can all collectively be on this beautiful law of attraction manifestation journey and be in the moment, embrace our life for every moment we have. So what I did is I did some research. Your girl opened up her MacBook and I read articles, I listened to TED Talks, and I filtered things that stuck with me that I want to share with you. Now, these are not strategies that I am suggesting because your girl's never tried them, but it's more just let's do it together and see if it works. And first things first is this article that I read about temporal awareness. So according to research that was conducted by Matthew A. Killingsworth, who is a scholar and a Harvard psychologist, he talks about one of the strongest predictors of happiness is whether or not your attention is focused on where you are in the present. And he goes on to say that people are substantially less happy when their minds are wandering than when they're not. A method that he introduces for our wandering minds to not wander is this concept of temporal awareness, in the sense of reminding ourselves that the moment won't last and that soon whatever we are doing will have an end point. So he goes on to say that being aware that something is fleeting or soon to not be accessible to us, like an experience or a meal or a trip that we're going on, it tends to increase our enjoyment of it. And when it gets scarce, it heightens motivation. So if we are, having an amazing meal, we're going to savor that meal and want to enjoy it. But when we're spending times with loved ones, we forget to be aware that there could be an endpoint to this. And not just could, but there will be. At some point in our life, we will have that one last experience with someone. And this temporal awareness is to live every single day and treating that moment that we are in as if it's the last one of our lifetime. And this really stuck with me, this concept of temporal awareness. And I wanted to find additional ways that we can actively and consciously practice this concept of temporal awareness. And some examples that I found were things like just savoring our morning beverage, really enjoying our coffee or smoothie in the morning, or things like mindful outdoor exploration, engaging with the world outside of us and going outside just to do that, just to be aware of the moment that we are in our surroundings. And then obviously, like I've said, quality times with our loved ones. Cherish those uninterrupted moments spent with loved ones. If I could have gone back and not worried about the dishes in the sink or the clutter on the counter, I would have, because that could have been that last moment for me. And what I hope, my intentions for this episode, is that it makes you more aware of these experiences that we lose out on, that we are not living fully because we are concerned about something that doesn't even matter in that moment. So my intentions for this episode is to remind you that there are so many moments that we do things that we can do 10 times over, and we forget that there's that one moment that can never be redone. Tying in with the significance of temporal awareness and living each moment of your life as if it's your last one. I know that's such a cliche, so I wanted to dig deeper into the importance of manifesting in relation into being present in the moment. And there are two great manifesting gurus, Eckhart Tolle and Deepak Chopra, who talk about the significance and the codependent relationship on practicing being in the moment and practicing being present and incorporating that into your manifestation journey. And a concept that Eckhart Tolle touches on is letting go of egoic attachments. They discuss the role of the ego in hindering manifestation by creating attachment to outcomes. And he teaches that releasing attachment to specific outcomes and surrendering to the present moment allows manifestation to unfold in a more natural way. And by doing so, it can be as simple as just practicing the art of detachment daily. So starting small by consciously letting go of one attachment each day, whether it's a material possession, a desire for validation, or a feel of failure, and embracing the discomfort that comes with releasing attachments and knowing that true liberation awaits on the other side. Now, this concept, it was like, whew, when that hit, I realized that our world is directed by our egoic attachments. Every decision we make is connected to our ego. Every step we take in this world, every goal that we have is related to our attachment to our ego and our attachment to the outcome of whatever we are setting out to do. So some small ways that I will be personally letting go of egoic attachments is, like they said, letting go of the fear of failure and putting out videos or putting out podcasts that I don't know the outcome to. This podcast might get 20,000 views and it might get one view, but I'm letting go of that attachment that stems from my ego. This connects with my next point identified by Deepak Chopra, which is surrendering to the flow of life. These are very connected with one another. Letting go, surrendering, and they teach the importance of surrendering and trusting in the intelligence of the universe. We all know that when it comes to manifesting, we just need to let go. Let go of egoic attachments, surrender to the flow. And that is so difficult, but it's also because we are not present in the moment. And that is kind of where I had all these aha moments preparing for this episode, is that this temporal awareness to be able to let go of things and to surrender to the flow of life. We hear about this all the time, but we don't have the foundation on how to do that, which connects to that concept that I was talking about, which is temporal awareness. When we're more aware of the experiences that we are having, the situations that we are in, simply having a cup of coffee, how many times are we having our morning breakfast or drink and we have 10 million things on our mind that relate to our egoic attachments and relate to us being unable to surrender to the flow of life? With this, some simple examples and strategies that we can do are things like letting go of a missed opportunity and trusting that another better opportunity will come along. This embodies the positive outlook. Accepting unexpected changes and plans with grace and adaptability. This embodies peace. And then another one is embracing challenges as opportunities for growth and learning rather than resisting them. All of these tie in with one another, but to simply say that is a completely different thing from understanding it. That was today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, share it to your story on Instagram and tag at Love Life with Court, and I will post it on my story as well so we can continue to spread the love and the LLWC message. And until next week, I love you all, and remember to not only be kind to others, but also to yourself. Mwah.